Hello, this is Daryl at 10-Foot Truck. Good Attitude Services. I'm just sitting here warming the truck up, checking it out. It's getting really cold. Actually, it's going to snow. Well, it snowed already a little bit, and it's probably going to start snowing again, maybe next week sometime. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to take the truck out if it gets too snowy. But I just usually still I'm running just to. The battery's getting a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to replace the battery. I don't know. I haven't had this issue before where the battery is just kind of, when it gets a little bit cold, it's just really struggling. So maybe time for another battery. I'm not sure. I'm gonna run it, checking the heat. I got a repeat customer job coming up next week, and it's with the firewood. It's the customer I help with their firewood, replenishing their firewood when they need it. And it's been fairly cold early on, so they've been using a lot of firewood, so they're going to need more. I'm hoping it's not going to be snowing when I'm doing it, but we'll see. So far it looks like just rain, but it's going to be very, very cold, so that makes that kind of work a little bit harder when you're lifting stuff in the cold, so I got to take it slow on that one. So I got that. Did some deliveries in the car. Haven't done a lot, but the car is now repaired. And I checked in, it's doing really good. The guy did a great job, so car's doing good, truck. Besides the battery, it seems to be running good, pretty good. So I just don't want to get stuck out there with a bad battery. So I haven't taken it to get it tested yet because it seemed to be working fine. But I just tested it today, and it seems to be a little bit low. I didn't even know I was going to get the truck started. It was really struggling to get started. Although it's been fairly cold. I mean, it's been freezing. Been down to freezing for the last week or so that could be it right there, but I don't know. Should be able to handle that kind of cold weather. It's not the alternator, because I don't see the alternator indicator would be, let's see, let's get the light on. Yeah, the alternator indicator is good, or the charging indicator, whatever you want to call it, looks good. So I don't know. All I can do is I got to take the battery out and go down, drive it down, and get it tested at the auto store. I guess they do that, or because I don't want to have to call AAA to have them come out and test it. They'll do that, but that just is a waste of time to do that for them. I can just stick it in the car and drive it down to AutoZone or one of those places. I believe they test batteries there. Then I can see if I can replace it if I have to. Whole other costs, of course. Everything costs something, right? So that's about it. I mean, just doing that, just warming this. See the heater getting warm in here, kind of just sitting out in the truck. I don't have any work today. Might go out and do some deliveries tomorrow with a car. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Been doing a lot of work with creating some ads and getting all that, because the more ads you put using music, AI music, and video, I've been really focusing on getting some marketing stuff together to just because the more you put that in, the more you're going to get calls off your Google. I mean, it's going to help. I believe it helps with your YouTube and all that, doing all those. It helps people. The more people are going to go to your site, and of course you can get your videos out there and your name, and they see your name, they may search your name. That's what advertising is for. It doesn't matter where they search it. It's just just trying to get people to search that name, so it keeps Good Attitude Services. So I come up with different jingles and stuff using my AI music. I'm going to be getting some next week. I'll be getting some electronic drums. I haven't played. I used to drum. I had my other drum sets. I sold them, but I can't really play the acoustic here. I had a studio before, so I could do my acoustic drums. It's too loud for here, so I'm going to get some electronic drums, Simmons, and I'm going to integrate those in with some music and keyboards and stuff, and create my own jingles. Maybe integrate it with AI. Then I'll be doing some training with that too on a different channel, probably move a lot of that to the drums to a special channel dedicated to just drum lessons and things, which I do also. I do instructional videos on that, and maybe some music. But of course, the music is stuff that I create for jingles and ads and things like that. I'll post them up anyway on Good Attitude Services. It doesn't matter. People like it, they don't. It doesn't matter. It's just a way to put stuff out. But getting the name in the ad and the graphics and stuff, and it gets out there like on TikTok or Instagram or whatever you're putting it on, then you're gonna, someone's gonna search the name, even if it's in a different area, even if it's not like you're not advertising for a certain, you're in a certain county, but the video gets into another area. To me, that doesn't matter because they're going to still search on the internet. Which anytime you search something, you're helping with your getting it recognized online. So that's the way I believe it works. Just a good way to get the name out there. So I'm using music, video, that kind of thing. And with AI now, it's much easier to come up. I just came up with a bunch of videos today on using that app Sora, and which is free, and you can get just ads like pictures of trucks and things, and I integrate that with, I'll put music to it or whatever, using AI music with Suno, and creating that and then putting it together. So I don't have to film it's using AI to do it, so you can do it at home. You don't have to go out and film your truck or you can just film it, use the video AI, and then put some stuff together just for ads, and it doesn't cost any money, except Suno does cost. I'm paying the $10 a month or whatever, and I think it's 10. I think it might have dropped it. They have a deal, I know. It might be less now, but $10 a month, so I can use the music, so I can use it for commercial purposes and create my music there. And as a Sora, that's free, so I just use little clips. I'm sure if you pay, you'll probably get bigger clips and things. But it's good for a business, any service, anything like that, where you create ads. They used to be very expensive. Your ads used to, having to hire musicians and videographers and all this stuff, and graphic artists. It could cost you so much money. Someone who's just starting out, or someone who's just small like me, small time, they don't have money for that kind of stuff. So I'm glad it's available, because it makes you look professional, and you don't have to pay any money or limit a really small amount of money. And then I use ChatGPT when I need to come up with lyrics. I'll put a basic idea up, and then I'll have ChatGPT organize it so that they can put it together as an organized fashion. I use it for ads and flyers and stuff. So there's all these things available with AI too that weren't available before. You used to have to try to create that stuff. It didn't look that good, or you had to go down and hire a graphic artist to do that. So now it's the price point on marketing is very, very is getting very reasonable, or even sometimes it's almost free. Of course, getting into learning about how to get it out there, it's a whole nother story. It's a learning curve that I'm still learning, but it's worth trying, worth putting stuff out there, practicing. I'm going to do some videos on how I do just simple jingles, simple advertisement songs, and very simple, very easy with free. I pay the $10 a month with Suno, but then I use other free access for video editing, and just kind of throwing it around. It's not completely professional looking, but it's better than what it used to be when I first started out doing videos for that. So the more you do that kind of stuff, the more you learn, and of course it's going to get better and better, and eventually you can maybe pay for some of the services to get even better quality. Anything that's out there that looks good and it looks entertaining, it sounds good, it's music. That's what I like about the AI music for ads, is that I had my other music I was using for ads that I had created on GarageBand, and then I had my own stuff I did in studio, but it was very low quality, and studio MP3s. I couldn't really use it because you can't take the lyrics out. I don't have the studio, I don't have the Pro Tools studio to remove the lyrics and put in different lyrics or vocals. I don't have the microphones. So using the AI, you can use their AI voice, just putting the lyrics in, and then you can use it sounds really high quality, studio quality. And I know as a musician for many years, going back to the first record that I put out in the 80s or early 90s. It cost a lot of money to go into the studio, and then we did another one in the late 90s, early 2000s. I did a full record with a band, and we paid about $20,000, plus we built a studio. And that studio, I think my friend must have dumped tens of thousands of dollars into the studio to get the right drum sound, and it still didn't sound anything as good as the stuff you can get, as far as quality you can get from AI. So we dumped in probably, I'm guessing, around $30,000, and plus we had to print the CDs, and we did the graphics and all that. It cost a lot of money, and we didn't get much response from it. We didn't get any money back or anyone buy the CDs. In fact, I still have the CDs, and then I did more CDs than that over the years. I was in the studio, in and out of the studio with a lot of bands, and it was always a ton of money, a ton of time, and all kinds of equipment. So if you're just trying to put something together for advertising, why would you want to spend that kind of money when you can just use AI to put together something that's not going to be copyright? Because if you're using copyright music on your ads, they may take your video down. So just if you pay the service for like Suno, and you use that as a service, you can use commercially. You're not going to violate any copyright. That's going to be your music that you use. So it's very helpful that way to develop that kind of music and use it for your ads. And then the graphics, like videos, and if you're using AI, stuff like that, it saves time and equipment that you don't have to buy. So it's great because that stuff used to cost so much money. It's crazy how, because I know I've been in a lot of studios, and I've been in some world-class studios that friends of mine were recording in the bigger records. I had some friends that were putting out a big record, and you see the amount of equipment, and the cost of it is immense. So if you can just go and do something on AI for $8 a month or $10 a month or whatever, and it sounds good and it's quality, that's the best way to go if you're a small-time business. So that's something I'll do some videos on that, just kind of how you can do that, and how it sounds good and it's fun, and you get a good response. The music, what happens is, as you're saying, your name, your service, or whatever it is, the music helps enhance that, make it interesting for people, and it makes them remember it, as opposed to just talking about it. When you have a jingle, that's why most companies stuff will have some kind of jingle or use music. A lot of times they would pay famous artists to use their music, but that costs a lot of money. But it helps with remembering that name, which that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get people to remember your name. You want to go search your name. So using music is a powerful source of media for anything. And if you can get it for really cheap like that, and do it consistently, like I could probably, if I wanted to, I could put 5, 6, maybe 10 songs a day if I really wanted to. I just don't really have the time to do that, but I put at least one a day, and not all of them work. Some stick and they're really good, and then I'll put video behind it, and I'm working on some videos right now, some AI videos to stitch together and then put on an ad. I'm going to work on that tonight, but it's really fun to do, and even if it doesn't get an audience, it's something that's there that you can use. Whenever you need to put out an ad, you can post it on your Google site. I can post on all my social media. I can post all that on there, and that just goes out to who knows where, but it just helps get your name out there. And then you can put on your Google My Business, and your website. I got to work on my website too. So all that in the wintertime, that's the time when I can't really run the truck. I can stack those up while I'm doing stuff in the car. I can stack up all those videos and things throughout the time, so things are really slow or I can't get out in the snow. And I can stack up those things so where there's so much of it out there that it's helping, me, without having to spend a bunch of money, it's helping me get my name out there for the springtime. And, the more you put out there, the better it is. And you look, some people don't put any of that stuff out there, but I like doing it. And it's also kind of a hobby for me anyway, to put stuff like that together. I like to put video and music, and it helps me learn all the different processes. Of course, now that I get my drums, my electronic drums, I'm going to start doing videos on that, and I'm going to kind of up the quality of the music, make it more my music. Then eventually I'm going to get keyboards too. I'm using a virtual keyboard now, but I could get full-on synthesizers and stuff. So that'll be good. So anyway, I think this video is about to run out because I've been using a lot of space. I gotta get a new phone. This phone is just not, it's getting old. So I'm letting the truck run a little bit longer, and then hope all you guys are having a good week. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and you're having a great week coming up, and prosperous and all that. This is Daryl at Good Attitude Services. I hope you can hear me over this heater. 10foottruck.com.